One of the most interesting things I found in Christmas with the Chosen, the messengers, was the back and forth between young Mary and older Mary, that there we're able to see the birth of Jesus come about, and then with older Mary reflecting back about the nativity of Jesus. And I think that gives us an opportunity to think about what were the last days of Mary like? What are the legends that surround it? What do we know? We don't know too much about it. We know, for example, that in the Gospel of St. John, the evangelist writes that the beloved disciple is given care of Mary. Mother, behold your son. Son, behold your mother. And from that hour, he took Mary into his home. So we believe that John took Mary into his home, so that where John goes, Mary went. And there's a pretty strong tradition that Mary was in Ephesus at some point, and there is a home there that is venerated as a place where Mary lived. What else do we know about Mary? Well, in the Acts of the Apostles, she was gathered in the upper room for Pentecost, so we know she had this close relationship with the apostles, again, because of that relationship with John. And then we might ask, what else do we know? Are there legends about the end of Mary's life? So there are some traditions. The early church fathers start writing about it, and they start reflecting especially about the dormition of Mary, her passing from this life. And really, that's what Christmas with the Chosen, the messengers, is portraying. Mary reflecting back and wanting to make sure that nothing of the story is forgotten before she leaves this earth. We could ask, did Mary die? It's a fairly open question. We believe in the Assumption, celebrated every August 15th, that at the end of Mary's life, she was taken body and soul into heaven. But the dogma of the Assumption doesn't actually tell us if Mary died. Some believe that because Mary was not subject to the penalty of death because of sin, because of the Immaculate Conception, that then she was just taken body and soul into heaven. Others believe that because Jesus underwent death, Mary wanted to share in a death like Christ's, not crucifixion, but to undergo death similarly, and so taken body and soul into heaven after passing from this life. There are some legends that say that the apostles came back and they gathered around the Blessed Virgin Mary at that last hour of her life, and that they were present when they opened the tomb and realized that she was taken body and soul into heaven. Right behind me is a mural of the Queenship of Mary, Jesus crowning his mother. We celebrate that also on August 22nd. In an earlier video, I talked about relics. And with relics, you would think that the deceased body of Mary would have been held in high regard. People would have wanted to take possession. And so because there are no relics of the bones of Mary, we have to believe what the church teaches then, that Mary was taken body and soul into heaven, not even leaving a bone behind. What we do know about the end of Mary's life is that now she is with God, body and soul in heaven. She is praying for you and me.